In this video, we're going to be talking about action series for this first initial offer. Now, I already set up the automation for this action series, and if somebody buys something, they'll come off this action series, or if they don't buy something, they'll move on to the next action series. But we never talked about how somebody actually gets on this initial action series until today. So somebody gets on here when they opt in for our lead magnet, our free autoresponder series. They're automatically added to our action series here, and it'll deliver the lead magnet, so they'll get that instantly. And then the next day they'll receive an email trying to sell the 9+ autoresponder series, or whatever your initial product is. And ideally, when somebody lands on this page, they'll spend 3 minutes on here and they'll buy our initial product and move on down our funnel, which would end this action series, but they would have already received email number 1, which is the lead magnet they requested. So hopefully all that makes sense, like the whole situation of this action series here. But now I'm going to tell you about the technical stuff to make it happen. So let's head over to ActiveCampaign here, and we have our automation set up, and we have our action series, 9 autoresponder series. So of course yours would be called something else, but same general initial concept. And remember, this automation starts when tag action series 9 autoresponder series is added. So I'm actually going to take this and copy this tag, and I can just hit save start. And I'm going to go to forms here, and I'm going to create a new form, and I'm going to call it AS 9 autoresponder series. So that way I remember what this form is for. I'm going to go to action and subscribe to list. Options, join my core list here, add action, and I want to add a tag. And the tag I want to add is that action series 9 autoresponder series. Remember, that's the start of this automation. So that's the tag I want to add. Hit create. Now you can select which fields you want to have on your form. They have a bunch of standard fields and everything. I recommend going as slim as possible. Do you need somebody's name to sell them a $7 product? Probably not. So I'm only going to request their email address. We don't need to change any of this other text here because we're going to import this form into OptimizePress, and then we can customize it in OptimizePress. But we do need to set our fields here in ActiveCampaign. So we'll set the field there. We're going to come to style here, and I'm going to turn off AC branding just because I don't want it there. And I'm going to come up to options now, and on submit we want to open a URL. So this would be to our thank you page, or if we want to send them straight to our initial offer here, so our 9 autoresponder series in my case. So what I'd want to do is paste in the URL to that initial offer. So I'm going to copy that link and paste it on in here. So you set your thank you page here inside of ActiveCampaign. So make sure you have that set up. And if you wanted to do like a generic thank you page where you're like, hey, go check your email for the lead magnet you requested and deliver it that way, you could. Or you could go straight into your initial offer. I recommend going straight into your initial offer. So go ahead, hit next or integrate. And you'll see we have a full embed text area down here. We're going to copy this whole chunk of code, and we're going to open Notepad or WordPad or whatever you use, your text editor. Don't use Word because Word will do all sorts of formatting. Use just a basic text editor. And what we're going to be looking for is the form code. So if you look, we see this tag, </form <. We see that tag, and copy up above, and we see the start. So we have the starting form tag and the closing form tag. So the start is <form space method equals post, yada yada yada, and then this is the closing tag. So this is all we need. ActiveCampaign gives us all this extra stuff, and this is just formatting content, and it checks to make sure that the email address looks valid and all that other stuff. We don't need that because that's handled by OptimizePress. All we need is this form code here. So we're just going to copy the form code, and we're going to go to OptimizePress, and we can go ahead and open up our squeeze page or opt-in page or landing page or whatever you want to call it. And if you remember way back when, I selected this template, and I'm just going to keep this template for the time being and going to go ahead and edit it. So I'm going to hit the pencil. It pops up my opt-in form. Going to hit the pencil again. And we see the option here for form HTML, integration type. We want custom form, form HTML, paste in the code we just got from ActiveCampaign. Click outside the text box and it's going to pull in your form fields. And then I don't need a name, so I'm going to untick this box, pulled an email, post, etc. So I'm just going to come down, hit insert, and for some reason it did not remove the name field. So I'm going to go back in here and see what the heck's going on. Oh, disable name. I had it enabled or something. Disable name, there we go. Insert. Alright, so there we go. Now I have my opt-in form. And of course, I'm going to go back in here and edit this page and customize it for my specific lead magnet. But we do have a properly functioning form that subscribes people to our email list and also forwards them to the initial offer sales page. And if you don't believe me, I'll test it real quick. So save and continue. Okay. So view public link. I'll open this up, enter my email. I do recommend testing everything, of course, because things break. A la right here, it broke. And I know why. So I'm going to come back here to my form here. I'm going to go back to edit forms. And I'm going to go to options, hit this little gear option here, and turn off opt-in confirmation. So that's the two-step opt-in right here. If you want people to have to confirm their email, turn this option on. It's on by default for some reason. I always turn it off. Hit save, integrate, save and exit. And now go back, preview my page again. I'll try a different email this time. Download the guide. There we go. Now it went to the appropriate thank you page where I'm trying to sell them my initial offer and they could enter into my funnel here, and that's all she wrote. So that's a good thing I checked it just then because I completely forgot to uncheck that double opt-in box. So always be checking things, and that's all there is to delivering our lead magnet and putting them into that initial action series here for our initial product.